Okay, let's do task 20J. We are required to open up the file that we saved in task 20I. And what we're going to do over here is we're going to change the formula that's in cells D3 to D21 to display not experience if there is less than 5 years experience. If there's more than 5 years experience, then we'll have it called experienced. And if it is greater than 10, then it becomes very experienced. So we're having three different categories. Our if structure can only handle two conditions, right? It checks the condition, and if it's true, it does one thing. If it's false, it does another. The way to answer this kind of question is to use a nested if structure. So we'll put an if structure within an if structure. All right. Let me delete these ones over here and then explain how we're going to solve this. All right. So my condition checked to see if it is greater than 10 and said very experienced. If it is not greater than 10, right, we say we are not experienced, but we're changing this now because we're adding a new level, and that is to check if it's greater than 5. So I'm going to change what it must happen if this value is false. So if it's greater than 10, no problem. But if it is not greater than 10, we're going to do a second check to see if it's greater than 5 or not. All right. So here I'm going to cut Control X because I want to use it a little bit later instead of retyping, save a little bit of time. And I'm going to input now under the value if false, I'm going to input a new if structure. So I'm going to type if, open brackets, and I'm going to do the logical test again. So it brings me into the logical test, which is this must be greater than or equal to 5 now. If it is greater than or equal to 5, comma, then it must display the text experienced. And if it is, close the speech marks. If it is not true, if it's false, then we are going to display not experienced. And that is now going to be our nested if, one if nested into the next one. I have to make sure that I close the brackets. This one is closed. This if structure is closed, but I have to close this one. So I need to put another bracket, and then we see that it highlights the outer bracket. So now we have got our complete set, enter, and our condition is in place. So 3, not experienced, 2, not experienced, 12, very experienced, 5, experienced. Okay, so our 3 conditions are recorded and calculated correctly. Double click and we copy that function or the formula right down to the bottom, and that is it. We've done a nested if structure. So we've put one formula, one function within another. It's very useful, and we'll take a look at it probably a little bit later again. We'll try and see if we can do another exercise where we consider nested if structures. Save this as task 20J.